Point of the video we're doing today is skins. A lot of them, especially the heroic skins, are fucking terrible. Not in the sense that they're ugly skins. No, these all look really good. But the issue I and a lot of others have with these is that these are wasting potential. Where these could have been entirely new heroes, but the developers decided to make them just skins for the event. Where, if you notice over the years, skins stopped looking like the heroes. Example, Meitaki. This is Meitaki, and this is the Shroom skin for Meitaki. When we had skins like Gloomtake, Easter Chick, I guess Hero Battles, those looked somewhat like the hero. A lot of the Lemonade Cat skins looked like her, correct? But then we get the Arcade Bunny, Mimic, Jeff Shop. Right? They still look like her, right? But now we got Sour Suit, and Epic Cat, and Fishy Cat. But a hero like Spectre, who constantly gets new skins because of how much it's used. See, Raining Tacos, Crab Rave, DJ Hick, where, don't get me wrong, I like Chisel, cool character. But it's a character when it's supposed to be a skin. Full to have, like, maybe a few designs for like a hero, right? New character for like a hero skin. But a lot of the time, it's just so confusing to try and look for. Maybe if it like has an automatically equipped feature, that would be so much easier. Or when you unlock it, they tell it to you. That would just make everything so much better. Part of the issue is they put so much effort into cosmetics instead of things like new heroes, which is the point of the video I'm filming right now, where I need your guys' help to come up with new heroes out of skins. What if Family Business was an entirely new hero? What would it do? It could be a pretty cool summoner, like that guy says in chat, right? Something I've always thought was cool was pulling the enemy. Now, sure, this would be pretty broken, but if the hero doesn't have much big of range and doesn't pull them back like that much, and of course, slow cooldown, but works together like a hero where you can place a few of them, and what it does is it just pulls in the enemies to it, right? And you know, maybe that with a stun, that would be really good. That would be fun to toy around with. But as you can see, Alistair is a good example of this because of the vacuum, and then the vacuum, and then what is that again? I don't know, but they all suck. Okay. So Family Business could be a hero like that. I've always thought of a cool idea for Chisel where it was similar to Soda Pop, except because it's based around electricity, what it could do is it maybe slows down the enemies. Here's a kind of lame one, but Virtual Assistant. What he could do is, if this were a hero, he could maybe pop up in front of the enemy and stun them for a tiny bit, right? That'd be kind of cool. Okay, Hail is a pretty big discussion in my head. Of course, I talk to myself a lot. But Hail could be the original idea for Hail. A basic summoner that can spawn that can just spawn the furnace. Like the enemy on fire, stuff like that. But instead the furnace was just turned into the boss. Here's an idea that I think is really fucking cool, but is never gonna happen in any game ever. The Necromancer skin. Now, if you know anything about necromancy, what they should be doing is bringing back things from the dead. So, something that would be really cool with this is if what the Necromancer did was, if you have a dead enemy, if you kill an enemy, we can bring them back. Only a bit weaker, and it's a ghost. What else do you guys have in it? That literally just Vengeful, though. How does it make it any better? Because it's a hero, and that's cool, okay? You gotta stop thinking about, how does this benefit the actual game? You gotta think, is it fun? Is it fun to toy around with? Yes, it is. Any boss you got, it can be turned into a ghost now. The Vengeful modifier is the opposite of that. If you kill an enemy, it will come back again as a ghost, but weaker. So what if we turn the Vengeful enemy modifier into a hero? That is really cool. And, you know, maybe to spice it up a bit, what if it's only, like, enemies in its range. What if there was a hero that worked like Hypnoshirt? That's actually clever. That's actually smart. Right. So, oh my god, the dogs are. Bro, the dogs are out. You can't blame me. The dogs are out. Ant-hero is silly because, I don't know, maybe just a follower, except ants are like constantly following. Maybe like every couple ants they carry a bomb. This fucking Chikawa bear could have been a skin. Hell, this would work much better for Nuki. But maybe if it was like Oddport and it was like a parody of every Chikawa character. I know how badly you guys want to do that. I know how badly you want to put more fucking Chikawa in your game. It could just fly over and, I don't know, maybe pick up your enemy. I'm thinking of Darkwing from Invincible. What if he like pulled people into the Shadow Realm and then somehow lived an alternate Mark being in there with him? Hero. I don't really see it. I think Carol is good enough as a Quinn skin because all Carol ever really does is like, oh, you're in the live stream? Not anymore. That's all the ones I could actually think of, but the point of the entire video is they should stop putting all their focus into skins alone. Yes, cosmetics should still be there, but like not as much of a thing as they are right now, carrying the whole game. And instead of creating entirely new characters and designs for just a skin, we could instead get an entirely new hero. Because honestly, that would just be a lot funner than having to grind for a limited time skin. Woo!